Hello everyone, today is the last day of the year. Whoa, I can't believe we've gotten through another year already. It's been a big year for all of us, really, kinda-ish. This was the year I went to all those concerts, and yada yada yada. Some people have had bad years, some people have good years, but what I know is that we've all had a year. So, today I will be showing you the bands and artists that I started liking in 2017. A lot of these artists are not exactly new. Some of them are newer than others, but let's face it, artists and bands don't have to be new for somebody to just start liking them. Because I spent 11 years liking a band before I knew what the band was. That's a story for another time. So, let's get on to the first one. The first band? Yeah. The first band I'm going to be talking about is Portugal The Man. Now, there's a little bit of a history with that one. First I heard Feel It Still, and I was like, wow, this sounds like a song that I've hated for years. What I didn't know was, well, it had already been out for years. And that song was actually new. That song was new. That song was like this year. And I always had this hatred of it, because I was all like, oh my god, it's a song that I've hated for years. And everyone was like, we've never heard this before. And I was like, but I have, and I hate it. Okay, so... And everyone just started loving it. My parents would sing it. My sister would sing it. Everyone would sing it. My other sister would sing it. And I hated it so much. And then for some reason, like, I don't remember when exactly, but somewhere along this year, I just started, like, liking it. I would sing along with them, and I would dance, and I would die a little inside because I didn't want to like it. But then I did. Weird how this works. And then the radio station we always listened to would play, like, another one of their songs, and I was like, oh, that's a cute song. And then I'm like, oh, no, that's Portugal The Man. And so I finally started liking that. So, here we are. Portugal The Man is my number 5 pick of the year. Now, the number 4 is Lorde. Now, the thing about Lorde is, when she had her first single, Royals, when she was my age, this girl, she's already making songs and being all famous and stuff at my age, and here I am. I need to make some songs. But anyway, when I first started listening to her was actually, well, this year. But when I had heard Royals, I was like, this is kind of annoying. I'm never going to listen to the song again. So apparently the way I like bands is that I have to dislike them first. Bands and artists, I can't like them. And then I will. So then time goes by. Years and years and years and years, and I'm an old lady now. And so 2017 rolls around, and she's got this melodrama album, and I'm like, what? She's making more music? And so, well, obviously she's making more music. She's still kind of young here. Why? Why do I think people are just so much older than me? She's not that much anyway. So, then she has Green Light, and I'm all like, okay, let's listen to the song. And it comes out on the radio first, and I'm like, oh, I guess the song's pretty good. And then I kept thinking it wasn't Lorde at all. I thought it was literally any other girl artist than Lorde, and I just never realized it was Lorde. So then I go and I listen to it on my computer, and I'm like, wow, I never want to hear this song again. And then I hear another song off of the album, Perfect Places. That got me hooked. That was a great song. And so I listened to that, and so I'm like, you know what, why not? I listened to all of Melodrama, and I'm like, oh no, I like her. This is bad. Why do I like her? Why do I like artists? Why am I going down this deep, 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 deep hole of despair in music? But so I gave in to this deep, deep despair in music. And I started liking Lorde. And that is my number 4 pick of my Artists of the Year. Now, my number 3 pick is Taylor Swift. That is not somebody I ever thought I'd be saying of people I like, because, like, when I was growing up, I didn't usually listen to pop music. What I usually listened to was stuff like Depeche Mode and Adam Lambert and Panic at the Disco, and I didn't, like, that wasn't my type of music. And so, like, this year, I start liking her, and I'm like, wait, why do I like her? Because, see, the thing is, I would listen to some of her songs when I was younger, but never got into it. I always thought, yep, she's too poppy, everyone likes her too much, I don't want to get into her. And so this year, she comes out with, Look What You Made Me Do, and I'm like, oh no, I like her. So it's kind of like the Lorde thing with the deep, deep despair music. But all of these pop artists, I just start liking them years later. I'm so slow to this music thing. But anyway, I hear Look What You Made Me Do, and I'm all like, whoa, this is some great tunes. And then we get on to Ready For It, and all of the other songs, gorgeous. I start being like, oh no, I like her. I actually haven't listened to Reputation yet, because I was trying to save that for a video, but you see, I procrastinate so much that my last video was months ago. I've had a few different ideas, but anyway, that's off the topic. But, what? Dan Howell has nothing to do with it. Anyway, so that is my number 3 pick of Artists of 2017. So, my number 2 pick is, well, Pink. You know, it's pretty much been around long time. Managed to wait this long to actually get into her. See, with Pink, did not get into her. My entire life, I thought Pink was actually, like, this person that nobody wanted to listen to. It sounds terrible, but I thought, like, why is she famous? Nobody likes her. And it was so bad. I don't know why I did that. I don't know, I have no idea why I decided to think of her like that. But, just did. And so, she comes out with What About Us this year, and I'm like, oh wow. Oh wow, this is the shit. This is beautiful. I love it. Never gonna stop loving it. I love that song. I don't know what it is, but that song came out, and I'm like, oh no. Beautiful. Trauma. Beautiful trauma. Yeah. Like, previously, the only song I'd really listened to by Pink was, it was Just Give Me a Reason, and that was only because I like Nate Roos. That's the only reason I would listen to Pink at all. Why can't I like artists without having a rude story about them? Can I just have one good story? No, I can't. Not a single band I like. Anyway. Yeah. Then she comes out with more songs, and I'm like, oh no, I like this too much. I like this way, way, way too much. And so then, I got started on listening to more and more and more of her music. I had, like, Try It, and I had Just Give Me Reason, and Raise Your Glass, and this, and that, and the other thing, and I wouldn't stop listening to her, because she was just so good. Like, she was kind of someone I would listen to a little, but 2017 is when I really got into her. So that is my number 2 pick for bands of 2017, bands and artists of 2017. So, my number 1 pick for Artist of the Year is Bleachers. I even got a signed copy of this, because I like Bleachers that much. Now, I just need to get him to sign it again. Because see, this is a signed copy, he did it, and then it was sent to me. But what I want is to get it signed twice. But anyway, so, the story behind this one is that I did not want to listen to Bleachers. I'd never heard of Bleachers before. I just didn't want to hear it. I tried to avoid it for the longest time. I did not want to listen to Bleachers. That was something I just... Ugh. My thing was fun. I liked Nate. I didn't want to like Jack. I just wanted to like Nate. And then the next thing I know, as I'm still trying my hardest to avoid it, Brendan Urie's wife, Sarah, she posts about, I want to take the money, and I'm like, oh boy, thanks, Sarah. Now I gotta go listen to it. And I was so ready to just pounce in there, listen to it, and hate it. I did not want to hear it. And so, put my headphones on, I put it on, grumbling the whole time. Song starts playing, and I instantly fall in love the first time I hear it. And I'm like, oh, come on. Because I already loved fun, and I already loved Panic at the Disco. I did not need another artist to love. But I fell in... It's something weird with me. If I have too many artists, I feel like you get the idea. But I just fell in love with it immediately. Just started listening to it, and I was like, oh no, do they have any more songs? And so I listened to more of Bleachers, because Don't Take the Money was definitely not their only song. They had Jack actually had an entire album before that called Strange Desire. Not whatever the other guy at iHeartRadio said. But anyway, so I listened to that entire album because I love Bleachers so much at that point. I started liking them in April, and then I found out that they were coming to my city, and I found that out in May. I started asking. I wanted to go so bad, because I already knew that I fell in love with Bleachers and Jack almost immediately. So I asked, and I kept asking, and Gone Now comes out, and before the very last song they released before Gone Now, I was about to go to bed, and then I saw that, and so as I was doing my nighttime routine, I come in here, brush my teeth, I sit down on the toilet, and I literally listen to it with my earbuds right there. That's how much I wanted to listen to my song. Couldn't wait till the morning. Had to listen to it right then, right before going to bed. But anyway, back to the festival thing. I kept asking. Their album came out. I kept asking. I was like, oh my god, this is even better. And so then, if Don't Take the Money plays on the radio, and I'm all like, hey, parents, look, you gotta listen to this. And they're like, Anna, we don't want to listen to your pop shit. And I'm like, you're gonna like this, okay? So Don't Take the Money comes on the radio. And so they're like, hey, what's this? And I'm like, oh, it's Bleachers. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's really good. And I'm like, yeah, you don't say. You don't say. Obviously it's good. And so I keep asking for the tickets, and then finally, a week before the festival, I got the tickets. And I went there and, loved it. 5 months after I really got into Bleachers, I saw them for the first time, and I basically sat out there at the festival all day just to hear Bleachers. And Halsey. I was definitely there for Halsey too, but I was there for Bleachers, and that was the best thing I've ever... Well, not the best thing? You get the idea. But I seriously have been loving Bleachers ever since then. Bleachers is just basically my all-time favorite 2017 pick. So that was my number one pick, and yeah. Those were the 5 artists that got me sucked into listening to their music this year. And what I've learned from this is that if Jack Antonoff helps with an artist, can't talk today. If Jack Antonoff helps with an artist, then for some reason, I love that artist. Because he helped with Lorde, and he helped with Taylor, and he helped with Pink, and for some reason just don't like them all. So apparently, Jack Antonoff has saved music. Have a wonderful rest of the year, and I hope we all have a great 2018. Bye-bye.